Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust. I get fairy dust. Emily gets fairy dust. And I had an interesting question that I haven't really thought about before. And the question is, what decreases self-esteem? So I have a couple of answers, but I thought it might be fun just to look at, this is an article on Bustle, Bustle, and the title of it is What Lowers Self-Esteem, 11 Habits That Can Make You Feel Less Empowered, according to experts. Okay, so there's a psychotherapist, Maloney, who says that one of the first things that makes us decrease self-esteem is poorly defined boundaries. So if we, and you can think of this as like if we are saying yes to things that we don't want to, or if we're not sure where something is, like, is this person really like me or not? Or, if we don't stand up for ourselves and all that, that will, and we watch ourselves do this, and it does decrease self-esteem because we don't feel confident in the self, and we don't feel the empowered to make our boundaries a little bit more clear. And it's like the first part of the work is to make the boundaries clear for myself, and then the second part of the work is make these things happen in the world, which is not easy, and that's why most people don't do it. It's really, really hard. And so, that's just, and I think a bottom line to start with, it's just like, what will I and won't I tolerate? What will I and won't I tolerate? And wherever you are, if your list of things that you'll tolerate is like 6 feet high, that's fine. But I want to know just one that you won't tolerate, and then follow through on that, and then start moving things over to your list of things that you're just not gonna, sorry, I can't participate in this, or whatever. The next one here is being harsh with yourself. So obviously, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is truly damaging. It's being mean, it's being cutting, it's being hurtful. It's not interested in solving problems. It's interested in beating yourself up. I really like the phrase where it says, this next one, I'm like, what? What phrase? The phrase of, what was I just talking about? Oh, right. When you make a mistake, you can either make a mistake, and that's one mistake. But if you make your mistake and then beat yourself up, that's 2 mistakes. And so being mean. And for me, the thing that I want to do is make sure that my thoughts are actually true. Like if I say that I'm a piece of shit, I'm actually not that. But if it just plays on repeat, and I'm not by like, no, I'm not a piece of shit. No, it's like legitimately, I'm actually a human. I'm not a piece of shit. So that's actually not even true, and I don't even need to entertain that thought anymore. I'm wondering if I'll ever have it again after saying it like that. So it's very hard. My favorite thing in the world to heal those negative thoughts is to use the work, Byron Katie, books in the link in the bio. The next one says walking around with bad posture, and I can feel like I'm slumping right now. So I'm really not gonna be interested in teaching you something that I do not do. So we'll skip that one, but maybe that would be helpful. Maybe it's like that Superman pose thing. Maybe it's like if you stand up straighter, sit up straighter, you just kind of, there's a confidence that can come from that. But that's the article, not Elizabeth. Hanging around toxic people. Yeah, they reinforce any negative concepts that we have about ourselves. They reinforce our negative thoughts, and that's part of the reason why we're in a relationship with them, and to begin with, is because we, it's a dysfunctional pattern. It's a dance. There's something about a toxic relationship that's serving you. So that's what I like to do, is like find out where it's serving me and make that not serve me anymore. Make it so that something else can serve me. Anyway, hanging out with toxic people will lower your self-esteem. Another one, this is avoiding risky situations. And the thing that the thing that can happen is if you do something risky and it doesn't work out, it reinforces a negative. And so, you know, when we do something and accomplish it, that increases our self-esteem. So you can see how if you do something risky or, you know, do something when there were red flags anyway, you know, you probably won't succeed, and then you might beat yourself up. So it's just something else to think about. Not saying what you're thinking. Let's see. Huh. Oh, yeah. I get it. We're doing not. Yes, if you are just sitting there like a chameleon, like I have done most of my life, and just a yes person, like, you know, just, hi, everything you're saying is fine with me, that's going to lower my self-esteem because I'm not being true to myself. What else lowers it? Comparing is a no-go. I have 3 tools that help how I have cured myself of comparing. So those are in the link in my bio in my Fairy Godmother Academy, which I'm working on. It's constantly evolving, so I hope that you find things that are useful to you there. Comparing yourself to others, yeah, we don't do that. So that's just not something that we're going to do anymore because it decreases self-esteem. Criticizing yourself, I kind of feel like that falls into the negative thoughts, the negative self-talk. Apologizing when it's not necessary. I'm all good. I love a good apology. Like, not, or, you know, I do. I say it. I say, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I like it, but, and that's very common for women to have that in their language. But you can see if you're always apologizing, then the relationship is not balanced. And that you deserve your space where you're in. You get to have that. Putting other people's needs before ours, and of course that would lower self-esteem because we're not self-esteem. Self-esteem is doing things for ourselves, and then we get esteem by it because we're proud of ourselves, and we you know, increase our integrity, increase how much we like ourselves. The last one is not caring what people think, and I just saw, oh God, Psychiatric Mind on Instagram. You have to follow her if you're not. She is everything. And one of her memes today was, I'm so afraid of what the world is thinking of me. And then the next thing on the meme was showing like as if we posted a video and it had 0 views. It's like, no one's, you know. And so I've had to come full circle for the not caring what people think of. I've thought about that my entire life. And it's actually, there's reasons that we do these things, but if I'm constantly worrying about whatever other people think, I'm going to just stay in freeze mode and not get to live. So you probably can imagine, like, I'm pretty much not give a fuck what people think of me at this point. But I will say mean comments do hurt my feelings. It still does. So I just have to, you know, get support around that. But okay, so those are some things that will decrease self-esteem. If I ever come across another one that's worth bringing up, then I'll just make a little quote about it or something. Okay, I hope that was helpful.